too. We're here at Jazz Live with Claudia Vallela. Thanks for coming to Jazz Live in San Diego.
I'm happy to be here.
So, is this the first time you've been to San Diego?
I think no, I have been here before. I played other places. I can't quite remember where they were, but I have been here.
So you have performed here in San Diego? Excellent. Well, tell us about the band that you're playing with tonight here at Jazz Live.
I have Ricardo Peixoto on guitar, which is also my partner composing some music. Gary Brown on bass, and Paul on drums.
I'm glad that you said that, because I'm going to have to say it later, and I'm going to have to ask Paul a few times about that. So you've recorded and, as you said, collaborated quite a bit with the guitarist on tonight's date, Ricardo Peixoto. Can you tell us a little bit about how you met him and got started working with him?
It was quite interesting the first night that I ever been here in America. I got here and I went to see him play.
And when was that?
October 84. And we started being friends, but we started playing much later on, and yeah, we have been writing music together and performing, recording for many years.
And what was it about his music or his the way he approached things?
His dances too. That he actually lived in the same neighborhood in Rio that I lived. Went to same schools, but since he's older than I am, it was some years before. But pretty much I was following his steps, the same neighborhood and school. Yeah, but that doesn't explain anything. But
it does. It gives us some background on it.
Yeah, but I guess sensibility, taste, about music, stuff he likes, stuff I like, and appreciate his musicality very much, and I think vice versa. So I guess that's not rolled from it, yeah.
And so you're combining music that you grew up with and in Brazil with jazz and improvisation, but it seems like the improvisation part has come very natural to you. Is improvisation a part of non-jazz music, things we wouldn't call jazz music, but Brazilian music, native music?
Well, I think that it's just because it just flows out of you. I got my first instrument, a pianola, when I was 1 year old. So there was no, previous, unless it was another lifetime. But I started by doing whatever I felt like doing, and I guess I kept on doing that.
So you kind of attribute your skill and desire to improvise with kind of what we all do when we get that first instrument.
Think about it. That's the way it just happens, and then I guess composition happened from the fact that you want to crystallize that. But the first impulse is just to be there the moment with your media, your instrument, and then go.
Was what we would call jazz music, swing stuff originating in the States. When did that come into your life?
Well, it's hard to say because music goes around so many different ways and indirect many times, not because your parents are putting the record in the turntable, but you hear so many ways, and I bet movies, television, radio. I remember I was 3 or 4 years old. My father was playing, Ray Conniff and stuff like that, So I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on. And I guess that's why also it becomes so diffuse and so kind of magically, mysteriously, kind of a little. Kind of like when you taste a very delicious dish and you can quite pick up the spices, but they're there and they just come up in moments that they pop. So I guess I would say that all those influences came about in different times in my life, and I can't quite put my finger on, but even the vendors in the street, and all the ways people talk and manifest life, I guess, nature, everything comes about when you're writing music. Nothing specific.
So when you were there any particular jazz vocalist, for instance, that you heard what they did when they were scatting or when they were improvising, not necessarily improvising on a particular melody or lyric, but scat singing, vocalese, that you kind of related to, or was that just a whole different thing?
Again, the same thing. I at least consciously, I never tried to emulate anybody, but I always like people. Louis Armstrong is wonderful, and that's it. Of course, I like that, and the whole thing about when it comes out natural to me. I never liked anything that was like pompous, and I can't tell you, but to answer your question, no, nobody specific. Ella Fitzgerald, of course, wonderful, beautiful, but like I said, I never quite listen to this and quite do it. It just came. As unconscious as it came in, it comes out.
Yeah. Well, as we're kind of on this subject of improvisation and kind of a freer approach to music, I wanted to chat a little bit about your 2004 release Dream Tales with Kenny Werner on piano, which was, and I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but it is billed as an all improvised outing.
Absolutely. We never played before. Me and Ricardo were recording verse at the time, and we wanted to have Toots recording with us a couple songs, and we went to see a concert of Toots and Kenny, and I couldn't stop crying the whole time. It was so beautiful. So I thought, I want to have Kenny do something with me, and so I got in touch with him, and the rest is history. I just brought him to the studio, and then we were about to record, and he asked me, Claudia, where's the music? I said, no music, just go for it. And that's how it started, and we just lay it down. And no fixes, no nothing. Music, lyrics, everything came down.
So that was a total surprise to Kenny that...
he wasn't expecting that, I can tell you. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it came out. Were you happy with the way that it came out, or is it just what it is? A statement of where you were and collaborating.
Yeah, Pat called Kenny. I sent him a copy, and he was all about it. He really liked it. So I thought, well, somebody that I really respect likes this. I should release it, and so that was the case. Yeah.
Oh, and that's how it ended up getting released. You didn't know quite how to put it out there.
No. I knew exactly that I wanted to put out, and I was going to do it on my own if that was the case. But then the same label that I had the other one asked me, "Do you want to?" I said, sure. Mm-hmm.